All right, this one is one nutcase joins another. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the man who had a parasitic worm in his brain trying to get Kamala Harris to give him a job in her new administration. He's dropped out of the presidential sweepstakes and is backing another nutcase, Donald J. Trump. They deserve each other and make a great match, considering that Trump, while his brain apparently is worm-free, is about as wacko as you can get, considering that during the COVID pandemic, he tossed out the idea of injecting people with bleach to prevent the onset of the virus that's claimed more than 1.2 million people, mostly on his watch. And remember what he said in 2020? I don't take responsibility at all. Okay, so now worm brain RFK Jr. has hooked up with Trump in his effort to derail the Harris-Walz march to the White House. It's a great fit, too, because Kennedy once sent a friend a picture of himself with what he claimed to be a barbecued dog cooked on a spit. So he should get along great with Trump's vice presidential running mate, J.D. Vance, who apparently has something against cats. Oh, man. No, you can't make this stuff up. A lot of people are pissed off at Vance for saying the U.S. is being run by Democrats, corporate oligarchs, and a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices they've made. And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. Man, it's getting weirder by the minute. You know, how does that dovetail with all the joy that Kamala Harris, Tim Walz's team is bringing to the presidential campaign and really to the nation? It's especially weird, too, because it's the Republicans, not the Democrats, who are being run by corporate oligarchs who Trump is trying to hit up for campaign cash. Remember when he met with those guys from the oil industry and told them that they should contribute $1 billion to his campaign and he'd get rid of all the environmental regulations that are costing them money? Remember that?
Uh-uh.
Meanwhile, the Democrats are laser focused on helping the middle class, not the rich. Anyway, the Democratic National Committee's War Room has emailed a press release with reactions to RFK Jr.'s support of Trump, as he apparently has given up hopes of working in the Harris administration because Kamala refused to take his call. How about that? So he's now switching to Trump, where he must think he could find a job. Well, all I got to say is I hope it's not as a dog catcher. Dogs beware. Anyway, here are some of the comments published by the War Room following Kennedy's endorsement of Trump. This is from The Hill. GOP strategist cautions Trump on joining forces with RFK Jr. He's kind of a looney tune. Republican strategist Scott Jennings advised former President Trump to be careful now that he's seemingly joined forces with our Robert F. Kennedy Jr., arguing the independent presidential candidate is kind of a looney tune. There could be some cost on the other side of the algebra. He's a conspiracy theorist, and a lot of people think he's kind of a looney tune. This is from Stuart Stevens on MSNBC with Ali Velshi. Well, Donald Trump objects to being called weird. So what does he do? He goes and takes this endorsement from, one of the sadder figures in American public life, a guy who clearly is just broken. You have two candidates that are supporting Putin, two candidates who would like to end the war in Ukraine so that Russia could take Ukraine, and you have two candidates who are against any mandatory vaccines in schools. That's the pro-polio route. I mean, it's just as nutty as it can be, and it will continue to dismay me that other members of my former party don't call it out. It's just crazy. Now, here's from Ronald Brownstein with CNN's Michael Smerconish. I butchered that guy's name. And I think this latent threat to Trump of being associated with anti-vaccine extremism that Kennedy brings to him, I think on balance, this will end up being more of a problem than an asset. Well, how about that? Scott Jennings and Kenny Finney on State of the Union with Jake Tapper. This is from Jennings. My caution, my advice would be the downstream effects of this. You know, you now own anything RFK Jr. might do or say for the next couple of months, and this may or may not inure your benefits. So I would just caution, careful, careful. This is from Finney. If you want to have that endorsement, I'm perfectly happy for you because that's fine. I mean, people who take dead bear cubs to Central Park. If you want that vote, go for it. Dead bear cubs. Jennifer Rubin on MSNBC's The Saturday Show. I think the more people know about Bobby Kennedy, the more people who are sane will not want to vote for him. I think he's a perfect match for Donald Trump. And in fact, if I were J.D. Vance, I'd stick by the phone because he might be just the kind of guy that Trump would pull in as an October surprise. He is freakish in every sense of the word, whether it's picking up bear roadkill or eating a barbecued dog. But much more seriously, this is serious, he's a nut. He's a conspiracy nut. He's a racist. And so indeed, Wormbrain RFK Jr. is a perfect match for Trump as one nutcase joins another. Wall's got it right. Those guys are really weird. This is Bob Caddy. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Lean to the Left video and you found it interesting and informative. Please visit on a regular basis and check out our interviews with guests on topics that focus on progressive politics and the important social issues of our time. Now, our interview shows stream on Mondays with special episodes on Thursdays. And you can check out upcoming shows, guests, and topics at podcast.leantotheleft.net. Subscribe to our audio version there and to our video shows here at YouTube. And follow us on social media. Facebook at Bob Gaddy and the Lean to the Left podcast. Now, that's two. Bob Gaddy is one Facebook page, and the Lean to the Left podcast is a second Facebook page. Twitter at Lean to the Left 1, Instagram at Lean to the Left 1, TikTok at Lean to the Left, LinkedIn at Bob Gaddy, and YouTube at Lean to the Left. Now, I hope you'll support Lean to the Left as well so we can keep things going. Just click on the Donate tab at the top of the leantotheleft.net homepage and contribute by buying me a cup of coffee. That'll really help and would be much, much, much appreciated. Now, this is Bob Gaddy signing off for Lean to the Left. Thanks for sharing your time with us.